Hey everybody, this is not killing time. Once again, this is not me appearing as my alter Vash. Just me being me, just Shannon. And right off the bat, thank you to everyone who watched the first video, either by yourself or in a little cluster group together. As I'm hearing from some of you guys, thank you for the text messages. Thanks for the Facebook messages. Thank you so few of you who left me some really creepy voicemails. But thanks, it was kind of wicked ish. And again, just thanks. The one thing a lot of you guys were critiquing me on, was there was no anger in the first video. There was no vengefulness. There was no slamming the gavel. There's no names being done. No, just go for it, man. Just go for it. And that's not what this is about. Again, it's getting there. But this is really about my journey from beginning to end with the company. From me starting out with the first video, it will eventually end with my exodus from the company itself. So just hold tight. Everything you're thinking is gonna be there, will eventually get there. It's gonna be in little doses. And the other thing too was I was gonna stretch this out to a point of maybe a couple of weeks, or once a week. Maybe I'll dig in a little deeper. But apparently, a lot of you guys were like, no, it's not worth taking it that long. Just do it now. Just go for it. Go for it. Just strike it hot. And this is for you guys, pretty much. You wanted me to go for it like now. So you know what? I can't argue with you guys. So there's way too many of you that want to go this route. So I'm gonna go that route just for you guys, because this video is not so much for me as therapeutic as for me to get these things out of my system so that they're known to the world, but it's for you guys also who were the company, who are still with the company, that are still fighting the good fight, still going through those messes that I went through, or going through similar things. You know, this is for all of us. I want to make that clear. So, last video I ended it with I was drafted from the girls' world to the concourse. So that's where we'll continue. So how this came about was, again, massive exodus in the concourse level, between firings, quitting, guys going back to school or whatever. In short, there's a massive exodus downstairs, and they had to fill in the gaps because a lot of people were gone. And at the time, the senior manager on the second floor was a man named Rich Oswald, and the concourse manager at the time was a man named Matthew Hollis. And me and Matthew worked a couple of times overnights for inventory and stuff like that. We had a good rapport. Nothing magical or broish. Just we kind of had that same pattern, wavelength pattern to certain things when it comes to working. So we kind of had a little click going. And when the time came to fill in the gaps and names were being thrown about, Matthew asked, what about me? Am I on the table? And without hesitation, Rich just pretty much said, "You want him? Sure, he's yours." And poof, off you go, motherfucker. Just have fun with him. And the problem with that was the reason the explanation I was given when I eventually was told that I'm going downstairs was it was an opportunity to expand, to be an opportunity to learn a new system, a new world. You don't want to get stuck in one place. You want to move on and try to, if you want to move on the company, this is one of the best ways to do it, and probably the best way of doing it. And I'm fine with all that, and that's all nice and gravy. My problem with that was I wasn't given that spiel. I was given, you're going downstairs. And that was pretty much it. There was no, would you like to go downstairs? There was no, this is an opportunity we think is worth you trying out. There was none of that rhetoric. It was pretty much, you're drafted. Here's your papers, and you're moving on downstairs. There is no if, ands, or buts about it. And the kicker at the time with that was that one of my managers at the time was a man named Stuart Pena. The other manager, I will not name his name because me and him will have our video later on about this will be a mess. But he fought for me as well. And both, at the time, I should say, let me go back a little bit more, both of them were not around when this deal was made. So they found out after the fact was done that they had no control over it. It was a done deal, and that was that. Much to try to fight it, that deal was done. So when I got downstairs, to be fair, Mr. Matthew Hollis, pretty much gave me the keys to the Ferrari for the most part. He said, here's the deal, where pretty much construction is being done on the floor. All these things are going to be changing, all this stuff, whatever. You pretty much, for the most part, are going to be let alone to your own device. Try to map it out how we think it should run. I can't say anything bad about that. He pretty much said, run with it. If you run with it and you succeed, the keys may be permanent. If you fall flat on your face, then we gotta take the keys away, and you just go back to what you normally do. But he led me for the most part to my own devices. We set up the bike department from really the ground up with a system that's still in place today. Thank you guys. That's all me. And I do thank him for that, because he pretty much said, "Go for it, do it," and then if you keep succeeding, we're gonna keep letting you do it. And then manager from upstairs, a couple of other people from the old world came down to me also. We all got drafted to the same place, and so it was like a little mini reunion. It was really cool and smooth. And once again, I was pretty much given the keys to the Ferrari, and I can't say anything bad about that because they trusted me enough to go with it. How I got there was bullshit of the grandest order, but as it kind of trickled on, it came out to be a nice thing, and I can't say anything bad at that. When it started taking a little bit of a shitty turn was when the opportunity came to move into the next step of your development, which is inventory control. That's the next step to move up in the world. One of the next steps, the most easy, not the easiest one, but the one you want to try to latch onto and move up, came about. Two times I was not even nominated to get in, and I find both of those times very funny to me, because the first time a man named Manolis was nominated, and Manolis is not so much. He's the guy you want to hang out at a bar with. He can slam beers with. He can shoot the shit. But if you're putting him in the, I guess, quote unquote corporate setting, it's not the guy you want to have there, which kind of struck me as weird because, let's face it, he's a cool dude, but it's about as sexist as it comes. It's about as anti-establishment as it gets. Now, mind you, I'm pretty anti-establishment, but my gripe is, if you give me a reason to not dig the establishment, I go for the jugular on that. He's pretty much fuck all kind of establishment. I am the God, the end all be all. It's more ego without reasoning. That's the problem. But he got the nod ahead of me. I thought that was a bunch of bullshit. Many people felt the same way, but no control over that matter, and that was done. The second time it came about was a man who I'm good friends with. I will not name his name because I will not do that to him. But he got the nod ahead of me, and the reason why I kind of had a gripe with that was because I helped train him. I was the guy who showed him the ropes, put him through, and he went ahead of me. So that's kind of like saying, all right, you're going to be the new Jedi Master. That's fantastic, but we're going to hire your Padawan first. Fuck! Immediately, it went from going, all right, this floor is treating me proper. I'm getting the chance to do things I normally probably wouldn't get upstairs. I'm pretty much doing all the things inventory control is doing, minus having the perks, but I'm not getting the just do. I'm not getting that foot in the door. I'm not even getting the chance to look, even peek through the window to see if I can sneak in. So it became clear that at some point, if I was going to move up, something extreme was going to have to happen, or something, the circumstances had to fall into play where I could actually move up in the world. And the way it looked, I did not have that structure. I had people fighting for me. They try to put my name out there and say, this is the dude you're going to want to be, that's going to be there for you. But it never came to fruition. It never came to pass. So, the concourse began on a sour note. It kind of elevated, started to become something good that I thought I could latch onto and really move up with, and eventually came to a point where it started ending like it began, just a slap in the face, no real control anymore, no matter what I did, no matter what I pushed for, no matter what control I had. Supposedly I had the keys to Ferrari, but it seems more and more that, as much control as I had to control things, I wasn't going to be trusted beyond that. And I thought it was kind of slap in the face, where you're doing all these lovely things, you're getting credit for it, you're getting a little camera fall, you're getting all these little claps and whatever. But then when it comes to the point where, listen, I want that extra mile, I want that thing that everyone else has that I'm doing now, but not getting recognized for. I can do that. Apparently, I'm already doing it. Let's go the extra mile, and the door's opening, but I'm not even been shown to the line to get to the door. So, politics, I guess, if they were being played, were not being played in my favor, and that's an unfortunate thing. So the next eventual step, the next part of the story is I eventually sneak in I snuck in. How did I sneak in? Well, a couple more positions opened up, and it turned out to be that 2 spots were opening up. So one for here, and one for another store down in Union, and I lost out. I lost out. It was kind of bitter. It was bitter, but at least this time I got to the front door, and I didn't feel too bad about that. I got at least that chance, and then only to have that person find out when she got there that the store over budgeted, so they had to send her back, create a whole new position, the price change coordinator, which is funny. It's in other stores, but in this particular store, it didn't exist, and it's kind of like you're the bloke that runs around, make sure all the tags are where they where they are, all the signs are up, all the price changes that should be done every morning are done by you, only you, and all that lovely little thing all together. And that became the way in, because as she moved up, that spot opened up, and since I was pretty much the next person to potentially sneak in, that was my foot in the door. I became the price change coordinator for Toys R Us Times Square, and that's where the beginning of the end really started kicking in. Went from the low of how I got the concourse to a high, gain control to map the floor how I saw fit, and it looked fantastic. I think we were one of the better looking floors in the whole store. We ran with a fine tooth comb. We were the shit. I think the crew we had there was as good as it gets. And yeah, got the price change coordinator. I thought that was gonna be the how it's gonna go. That was gonna be my final. I'm in. There's nothing holding me back. I'm gonna take the bull by the horns, and I'm gonna just fucking run with it. Now I got what I want to be, and I know I can run this shit. Little did I know, thanks to douchebaggery and politics and all kinds of other things that are coming my way with people that will be named in the next fucking video, uh, didn't hold to pass, and then eventually led to my massive exodus with the company. So to be clear, as I end this video here, to Mr. Hollis, thank you for letting me run. Give me the keys of Ferrari. You gave me my chance when I got promoted to price change coordinator. You helped me get my foot in with emails, setting up myself, and coordinating with managers and all that good stuff. So to you, sir, I thank you. To Mr. Oswald, who's long gone, please go choke on a dick, you two-faced schmuck. To Mr. Stuart Pena, who I had in girls, dude, you were great to me. I thank you for the good times you gave me. Some times we had outside the store were awesome. Gotta do those again. And we'll get to the next part where the names will get dropped, feelings will probably get hurt, and I will not give a flying fuck, because I said at the end of it all, I'm gonna name names, I'm gonna go for the jugular, and I promise everyone that it's gonna start happening. And it will on the very next video when I look to wrap this up and go for broke. So folks, part 2 is done. I will see you next time, and just watch yourselves, folks. There are still sharks in the water. Bye.